Hey guys, Randy from Rusty Guns again. So today's video is just simply about, is it okay to shoot money? I think this is a question that gets asked sometimes because, there's one of the oldest trick shots is, throwing a silver dollar in the air and shooting it, or throwing a coin in the air and shooting it. It's a very old trick shot that's been done for years and years and years. And, people say, well, you're breaking the law if you're shooting money, putting holes in it or damaging it. So let's kind of first go along the lines of the life of a dollar bill, okay? A dollar bill, typically you're going to get a new dollar bill, you get it at an ATM or a bank, and, nice, crisp dollar bill. And then you put it in your wallet, or you fold it in, you put it in your pocket or whatever, and it starts getting circulated among people and businesses, and it gets folded numerous times and wadded up, maybe washed, who gets coffee spilled on it, whatever. And eventually becomes so worn that when it makes its way back to a bank then sends that worn out dollar bill to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve then catalogs it, what it is, what the denomination, the serial number, all those things, make sure that it is U.S. currency. They then destroy it. Okay, they burn it. And then they reissue a new bill in its place. Okay, so that bill's not really ever out of circulation. They just reissue a new bill for it. Okay, so if they burn, 5 $1 bills, they'll reissue 5 new $1 bills to replace those ones. So, what happens if you shoot a dollar bill? Same thing. If you shoot a dollar bill and you put holes in it and it gets to a bank, the bank will then send it to the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve will then burn it and reissue a new bill in its place. What people get confused about is when they're saying, oh, you're breaking the law when you do that. It's because the law says that you can't damage, mutilate, or destroy currency with the intent that it cannot be reissued. Okay, and that's the key to the law. It has to be with intent that it cannot be reissued. Okay, if your intention is to have a keepsake, to shoot a dollar bill or to have somebody autograph a dollar bill or something, there's no intent for the bill not to be reissued. In fact, the Secret Service and the Federal Reserve state that as long as over 50% of the bill is still intact, it is considered legal tender. Okay, so every one of us has had a bill at some point in time where it's been ripped, or we've ripped it on accident, or maybe on purpose, who knows. But then we take Scotch tape and we tape that bill back up, or we've gotten a bill like that that's been taped. The funny thing is you don't have to do that. As long as one section of that bill is over 50%, you don't have to tape the other piece back on there. You can just simply take it to the bank the way it is. The bank will accept it, but then they'll just send it to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve then catalogs it and destroys it and reissues a new bill in its place. And that's the whole point of the law. The whole point of the intent of it being reissued. As long as you're not doing it with an intention that the government can't reissue the bill, such as burning it. If you burn a dollar bill, yes, you are breaking the law, because you're destroying the bill completely, and there's no way for the government to be able to reissue that bill. Okay, if you just shoot a couple holes in it, and as long as it's over 50% of it's intact, the bill can be reissued. Okay, so there's no breaking the law. Okay, they could still say you're intentionally damaging it, yes, but there's no intent for it to not be reissued, and that's what the law states. The law states with the intent that it cannot be reissued. Okay, so hopefully that clears up that part. The part that could concern coinage, that is because back in the day, coins like this Franklin $50 are made out of silver, and that we had gold coins. And the reason they had a law pertaining to coinage not being damaged or mutilated or whatever was because people would scrape off bits of the coin, okay, the silver, and pass it off, but they've kept a little bit of the silver back for themselves. So they were kind of, you were kind of like, you weren't giving somebody the full value of the coin. That is why coins went to using, I don't know if this will focus or not, focus. But anyway, that's why some coins went to having those ridges along the edges. Okay, that was so that you as a merchant or as another person, you would get the coin from somebody, and if those ridges were missing, you knew that somebody had shaved off part of the coin or part of the silver or the gold from the coin. That's why those ridges are on there now. So it was a way to prevent people from doing that. But anyway, that's why that law exists for coins. It was because coins were made out of silver and gold back in the day, and so they were precious metals. Nowadays, we don't really have that. You know, we don't have those anymore. Yes, you can still get proof sets or mint sets or whatever that are silver, but the normal coinage that is in circulation is not, you know, like that. So that still is the same way. You know, you got to have over 50% of the coin, or the vast majority of the coin, left intact, and it has to be, you got to be able to tell that it's U.S. coin. You know, if you know, I think a thing as a kid was to put coins on railroad tracks and let the trains run them over and flatten them out. Well, you couldn't see any part of the coin anymore, okay? The face is completely gone, you know, the back was completely gone. It was just a big flat piece of metal. That was damaging a coin to the point that it couldn't be reissued, okay? Because there was no way to tell that it was an actual U.S. coin. Now, people might say, well, what about those little machines they have where you put a penny in and it flattens it out and puts a different design on it? Isn't that, you know, destroying it? It is, but here's the thing. The Secret Service and the Federal Reserve don't care about pennies, okay? The reason they don't care if you do that to a penny is because it costs more to make a penny than a penny is actually worth, okay? I think it costs about 3 cents to make a penny, and a penny's only worth 1 cent, okay? So they don't even care if you counterfeit pennies, okay? Because basically you're saving them money anyway, because it costs them more to make a penny than it's worth anyway. So pennies they don't care about. Anything else, yes. If you were to if you had a machine that did dimes like that, yes, you'd be breaking the law. Or, you know, quarters, you'd be breaking the law. But a penny, no, it's not against the law because they don't care about pennies. But anyway, that's all I got for you. I hope you understood it now. I hope it makes more sense, so that if you saw comments like that in a video that somebody had ever done when they were shooting a coin or shooting a dollar bill, and somebody said, hey, you're breaking the law, hopefully it explains it now. It's not breaking the law as long as you are not doing it with the intent that it cannot be reissued. And as long as over 50% of the bill is intact, it is still 100% legal tender. But now that you know, if you go out shooting dollar bills and you shoot them up to the point that over 50% of the bill is not intact, you've broken the law because you know the law now. So you can't get away with saying, oh, I didn't know, it wasn't my intention. Now you know. You can't do it with the intent that it cannot be reissued. I hope it makes sense. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. And as always, there's no such thing as a rusty old gun. Take care, and I'll see you next time.